Money. We all like it, wish we had more of it, and enjoy holding on to it. But do you actually know where it came from? Moreover, can you tell where it's heading? So let's start at the beginning. Wow, not that early. About the Bronze Age. Here coins were a rarity and people traded things such as the animals and produce in order to get bacon. Well, not really. It didn't exist back then. In ancient Egypt, there was no form of monetizing until the late period. Instead, citizens used standardized weights of rice and seed in order to purchase food and materials as well as which is a 3-ounce copper measurement. They began to use coins in likeness to the Roman Empire, which was a lot more advanced, with gold, silver, copper and bronze coins making up the bulk of exchanges. This meant that the Roman currency union and its governors had a greater control over the commerce and farming, but were also more intrinsically linked to the agricultural sector. In Rome, the names of the coins were generally linked to the materials they were made from. For example, aureus or golden, solidus or solid, and follis, a thin layer, after the thin layer of silver that was placed upon it. After these currencies were created, they were made with less valuable metals, a process known as debasing, in order to conserve precious metals. After the defeat and destruction of the Roman Empire, the world returned to the Dark Ages. Everyone went back to trading with cows, pigs and goats, amongst other things. This is when national currencies began to form. The earliest recorded coin used in the British Isles was the skillingas or shilling. Later on, a silver coin began to circulate and was used extensively in France. In the 13th and 14th century, coinage became even more sophisticated, with gold, silver and bronze tiers of coins. Gold was used for major purchases such as buildings and army equipment, silver for national taxes and employment, and finally bronze for everyday transactions for food and water. Meanwhile in China, banknotes were beginning to be used more as a medium of exchange. Commonly made from paper, polymer or lint, these notes were used to replace the large volume of coins needed for some purchases, but became commonplace in the later centuries. Also in this time frame, several Arabic countries banded together to form a currency union with the stable currency of the dinar. In Europe, notes only began to circulate in 1661, but that was just in Sweden, and it would take another century for the majority of countries to realise the benefits. This system was used for the next 100 years, until the emergence of fiat money, which is the modern basis for many worldwide economies. Instead of having valuable metals, such as gold, to back up your money, known as the gold standard, all you had now was the promise of a government that it will continue to have enough money in order to subsidise your payments. Commodity money went out of fashion to this method in the 60s and 70s when Richard Nixon abolished the gold standard in the US. Before, where you could trade a check in for its value in gold, now if you did the same thing, you would get its value in coins. This meant that the countries can borrow money, but prices inflate due to the ever-rising cost of living. So now we've got to the present. What does the future hold? Electronic and decentralization of money. Those are some big words, but it basically boils down to money that is controlled by everyone, rather than governments or centralized banks. PayPal and Apple Pay are the future, and allow the general public to conduct purchases with extreme speed and independence, unlike Bitcoin, which I'll talk about in a future video. But for now, hope you learned something new, and as always, see ya!